And we are live. Well, it's been a long day. Went and did my scans. I did a glucose test before the CAT scan machine. I did a glucose test after the CAT scan machine, just out of curiosity to see if the sugar contrast spikes your glucose and grows your cancer. The results were crazy. I will make a video. I got to do some editing, so it's just some light editing, put it together. I'll hopefully work on that tomorrow. I just finished recording a podcast, so I'm at the office right now. Um, I will be probably at home for my podcast tomorrow, I believe. We'll see. So I just wanted to get my live in and just do an update. Little miss, I have my horns crossed. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So did the scan this morning. Then I drove an hour and a half out to meet my buddy to help him set up some technology. And then I drove almost 2 hours back to the office away from my house to do a podcast, which I can't wait to release it. It'll come out tomorrow night. It was friggin' awesome. And so I'll put that out tomorrow night. And I'm just sitting here waiting for it to render. I thought I'd get this live in before I go home and be with the family. It's a little earlier than normal. So yeah. So the news on the scan, everybody's gonna be wondering about that. So here's what happened. No call from the doctor today. So what that probably means is absolutely nothing. Means the cancer did nothing, probably. Usually if cancer grows, they call you right away, in my experience. If the cancer shrinks, they call you right away. So I'm gonna guess there was no change in the cancer. I can go online right now and see the images. I did it on my phone. I would share it, but I don't know how to read them. And when I go online, I don't get access to the actual written report. So I don't know what my cancer actually did. Who knows? My oncologist does have the results. So maybe I'll get a call tomorrow, but my fingers are crossed that I do. I'd like to know. Leaving it for 2 weeks really sucks. Hanging that out over top of somebody, it really sucks. Listening to a podcast earlier today on my drive, and Dr. Anthony O'Shafee was talking about standard of care. He called it guidelines, and he was saying guidelines. All these doctors gotta follow the guidelines, gotta follow the guidelines, and what he was saying just made so much sense to me. Guidelines are just guidelines. Like, are you practicing medicine? If you're practicing medicine, you got to step outside those guidelines. If you're a brand new doctor, sure, follow the guidelines. But once you get into it, yeah, there's a little risk, but your job is to help people and to practice medicine. And practicing medicine is reading the literature. It's getting more informed. It's asking the questions about who's writing the guidelines, who's writing. In my case, I'm so sick of hearing it's not our standard of care. I keep hearing it in the medical system. Standard of care, standard of care. Standard of care is not medicine. Medicine is like treating people and helping people. It's not entering in Jason Watson, 36-year-old, adenocarcinoma, esophageal cancer, and it shoots out, okay, so standard of care guidelines are that this chemo is what we're going to recommend. That's not medicine. Medicine, yeah, that might be part of it. That might make some sense. But active medicine and practicing medicine is, well, maybe Professor Seyfried's right, reading the literature, getting informed. Looking at metabolic therapy, Jason's not on chemo right now. His cancer is unchanged. So maybe we incorporate some metabolic therapy. Maybe we send him to hyperbaric oxygen. Maybe we recommend a ketogenic diet. Maybe I'm dreaming, but that would be active medicine. There is integrative doctors out there that you can find. Somebody had put a comment on a previous video that I haven't responded to call a clinic in London, because they are doctors that will prescribe off-label drugs. London's really close to me, so I am dying to give them a call. Today was just, I was all over the map. And I'm going to respond to that comment once I call that clinic. I've left it outstanding so that I remember to call the clinic. So one comment I haven't responded to since I started this journey. I've responded to every comment. The only ones I haven't responded to or been able to catch up on are replies to replies. When I first started, I didn't know how to find the replies. So anyhow, that's the quick 2-second update, and I will make a video coming up shortly on what did the sugar contrast do to my blood glucose levels. So watch for that video coming out soon. There's more people hopping in here. This is awesome. How are you guys doing today? Hope everybody's having a good day. The podcast tonight went awesome. When I went out for lunch, actually, I wanted taco salad, but I didn't want any salad. I wanted all meat. So I just wanted like the sauces and like I figured if she put a couple of tomatoes or whatever in there for flavor, it'd be fine. Like just trying to get back to eating. So I wanted taco salad. I really just wanted the meat. I didn't want to eat a steak yet because I didn't know if my stomach could handle it. And so I said, I want taco salad, but I want meat with a sprinkle of lettuce, like on the top. Like literally, I told her, I said, I want to be able to remove the lettuce and not eat it if I don't want it. And I really don't want it. So she first says, I don't have taco salad. And I was like, all right, well, this one over here is chicken on it. Can I get, I forget what it was called. It was basically taco salad. I'm like, can you remove the chips from it? And can you exchange the chicken for ground beef? And she's like, yeah, I can do that. And I'm like, so that's a taco salad. So she already didn't like me. And I said, and I want like extra meat. And in fact, I want like all meat, basically. I don't want any lettuce, just all meat. She comes back and I literally had like a sprinkle of meat and like all lettuce. And so I just go, I said, can I have more meat? So she comes out and she brings me a little cup of meat. She's like, it's extra money. And I'm like, that's no problem. She puts it on the table. I'm like, that's not enough meat. Like I told you, I wanted a bowl of meat with like a sprinkle of vegetable, like get me more meat. So she goes back and she brings out a second little cup. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, buy me like 4 more sides of meat. I want meat. And I hadn't touched the salad yet. She comes back out finally. And I basically ate the meat. I took like a little bit of the sauces and mixed it in a little bit of the other stuff just to mix it in, just to have a little bit of taste because the meat had no taste to it. I put a little bit of salt on it and it was actually pretty good, but the girl just didn't understand. Like I literally wanted taco meat. That's all I wanted. But anyways, it's hard being a carnivore when you're coming off of fast. I'm going to go home tonight. I made in the slow cooker this morning before I went to my scan. In my carry video, I made roast from there. So it was just salt and butter. So a stew, I guess, water, salt, and butter. So I made that. My wife's at home. She tried it. She said it was delicious. So I can't wait to go home and eat it. I'm just waiting for this video to render from the podcast earlier, and I will be out the door. 75% done. So yeah. So I guess, sorry guys. Guess we're not gonna have scan results for 2 weeks. Like I said, I'm guessing no change. Another thing that's been brought to my attention, I don't think I've mentioned here yet. If my cancer was 15 or 3 to 5 centimeters on my liver, as an example, and now it's down to 1 to 3 millimeters, it could just be scar tissue. Somebody really intelligent brought that to my attention when it comes to cancer. Somebody well versed in cancer. They're like, how do you know it's even cancer left? It could just be scar tissue. Entirely possible. Entirely possible. I think I'm figuring out what I'm going to do for my next protocol in terms of diet. It's definitely going to be carnivore. That's never been a debate. I think I'm getting to the point where I think I know what I want to do. I'm still not sure. I'm going to take the next couple weeks just to eat normal carnivore and figure it out. And I think I'm going to do Dawn, depending the results. Dawn is, I got a doctor that might, yeah. Or if I don't have a doctor, I think I'm going to do Dawn. So if I do that, I will record that on Rumble for sure. Dawn, I think, is something I would be willing to try, and I want to make sure I can record it for you guys. Um, it's administered intravenously, so could be tricky, but it's doable. And I have this in my chest, so if I was to do Dawn, I don't know if I could use that or not. I'd have to look into that. In terms of dosing, 2.4 to or 0.42 to point 0.4, sorry, 0.2 to 0.4 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. That would be the dosing. Timing, there's published studies on it. And so I would do Dawn with whatever ketogenic diet I'm on. I would align it with, if I did rotating, I would align it appropriately. And I'd probably do hyperbaric oxygen 5 days a week for like 21 days. I would spend a fortune on it. Dawn would cost probably about $4,000. So it would be a big expense for that rotation. But I'm really thinking I might try it. And that's where my head's at. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know definitely whatever I do. And I would definitely record it so everybody can see. I have no problems with that as long as everybody wants to see that. So that's where my head's at with everything. Not where it pisses me off I don't have the scan results. Like, I know it's there. Maybe you'll call me tomorrow. Maybe there's some interpretation back and forth. I can see that the scans have been uploaded, but anyways, yeah, that's it. So the live tonight's early. It's quick. I don't see any comments coming in here. No. So that's it for tonight. I'm gonna go home and be with my family as soon as this is done. Everybody have a great evening, and we will talk soon. Bye now.